Hello there, and welcome to Understanding Camera Angles and Their Shots. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of camera angles and shots. They're not just technical choices, they are powerful tools that filmmakers use to shape stories and influence how we perceive them. So, how exactly do they create meaning? Well, consider how a low angle can make a character seem powerful or intimidating, while a high angle might make them appear vulnerable or small. These choices guide our emotional responses and understanding of a narrative. Throughout this lesson, we'll explore different shot sizes and camera angles and see how they affect our perception of characters and scenes. Think of it like learning a new language, one that speaks directly to our senses and our emotions. Let's get started on this cinematic journey. So, before we dive deeper into the fascinating world of camera angles and shot sizes, let's talk about your homework task. This is a crucial part of our learning journey as it connects directly to your assessment. First, you need to ensure that you've accessed today's learning materials. It's essential that you take detailed notes. These will be your go to resource as you complete the task at the end. Then there is an interactive element involved. You'll need to create a thoughtful response on a chosen topic and then engage with another student's work. This interaction not only solidifies your understanding, but it also fosters a supportive learning environment. Remember, this exercise is designed to deepen your understanding and prepare you for your upcoming assessments. If you have any questions or need clarification, feel free to reach out. Let's make sure that you are getting the most out of this learning opportunity. So, as I mentioned before, we're looking at the world of shot sizes and camera angles and their role in storytelling. So, we're going to start with our learning goal. We are going to learn about shot sizes, camera angles, and how they're used to create meaning in film. Our success criteria is by the end of this lesson, you will have a deeper understanding of how shot sizes and camera angles can position viewers to perceive characters in certain ways. You'll also be able to write a paragraph on the use of camera angles or shot sizes in a teacher chosen episode. The this is because is by understanding the aesthetic feature of camera angles or shot sizes, you'll have a deeper understanding of the ways in which stories, choices, and characters are used and represented. So let's start with our shot sizes. So, a shot size refers to the amount of space that is visible in a single shot or frame, and understanding this helps us grasp how filmmakers shape our perception of characters. There are 8 main shot sizes, but today we're going to focus on just these highlighted ones. These include an extreme long shot, a long shot, medium long shot, medium shot, medium close up, big close up, extreme close up. But as I mentioned, we're just focusing on our highlighted. So each size serves a unique purpose, influencing how we feel about the story or a character. For instance, an extreme long shot might be used to establish a scene setting, while a close up can reveal a character's emotions immediately. As we proceed, think about how these different shot sizes might affect your interpretation of a scene. This understanding will be critical as you analyze and write about camera angles and shot sizes in your assignment. So first up, it is an extreme close-up. It is a powerful tool in filmmaking. An extreme close-up is all about honing in on a tiny detail, like the twinkle in an eye, a single tear, or even the most important object. The magic here lies in its ability to create tension and focus. By zooming in so closely, it compels the audience to engage with something specific, inviting them to explore its symbolic meaning or emotional weight. Think of how this shot demands your attention, forcing you to confront a detail you might otherwise overlook. It's a way to heighten the drama and connect viewers with the story on a deeper level. If you have a look at some of my examples there, you can see the most common extreme close up is usually the eye. Whether you are focusing on a tear or a twinkle, you're getting a little bit more of an understanding of what's happening there. You can also see in the chosen image down in the right hand side, we have a king and an ace card. So the extreme close up also gives us that opportunity to see finer details. So let's have a little fun with this one. We're putting that knowledge now to a test. You've learned about an extreme close up, which zeroes in the tiny detail to convey the tension. So let's see how sharp your eyes are. Look closely at these images marked A and B. One of them is an extreme close up. Think about what we've discussed. We're looking at a tiny detail, and it's designed to make you feel something intense or draw your attention to a single crucial detail. Take a moment, and when you're ready, make your guess. Is it A or B? Hoping you've chosen B because it is an extreme close up when you are focusing on the character's eyes. A would not be an extreme close up. We'll find out what that is as we continue. Let's talk about the close up shot. So, this type of shot focuses on a character's face or a specific object. This close up is powerful because it captures emotion and reaction. It's all about getting the audience to connect with the character's inner feelings. Whether it's a smile, a frown, or a subtle change in expression, this close up makes us feel what the character feels. Remember, it's not just about the face though, it can also highlight a crucial object. This helps audiences understand the character's emotions or reactions at that point. As we move forward, keep in mind how the close up helps us dive deep into focusing on the story and these intimate details. Our example here has SpongeBob and Patrick in our close up. We are seeing them kind of from the neck upwards, and it gives us a better understanding of how the character is feeling. So now having a little bit closer of a look here, looking at these images A and B, think about the details that you can see and how much of the character is visible. Remember that close-ups are powerful because they capture the essence of a character's emotion or the significance of an object. They're not as intimate as extreme close-ups, but they'll still draw our attention to crucial details. So which one do you think is a close-up shot? A or B? Hoping you're looking at A. Now let's focus on the medium shot. So this type of shot frames a character from the waist up. It's commonly used in dialogue scenes where it's important to capture not just facial expressions, but also gestures. This helps to convey more about the character's interactions and relationships. What makes the medium shot unique is that it keeps the viewer aware of the setting, unlike the close up. It provides a balance, showing the character while still giving the context to their surroundings. Now let's turn our attention to identifying which of the following is a medium shot. Look closely at options A and B and think about what we've discussed. The medium shot frames the character from the waist up. It's often used in dialogue scenes that captures both facial expressions and gestures while still maintaining the awareness of the setting. Remember, the key here is to identify the balance between the character and the background. Which one of these options emphasizes that balance without losing the focus on the character's interaction? Is it A or is it B? I'm hoping you've said that it is B. Next is long shot. So we're zooming out to explore what a long shot is. This shot reveals the character from head to toe, providing a comprehensive view of both the character and the setting. Key point number one. So the long shot offers important context. It shows us where the character is and what they're doing, setting the scene for the audience. Secondly, it's often used to depict movement or action. This balance between the character and their surroundings allows the audience to focus on both equally. This shot is crucial for storytelling, particularly when action or physical dynamics are involved. You can see in the example with Rapunzel tying, I cannot remember his name, to the chair. You can see that there's that power dynamic. It's zoomed out enough so we can see what's going on. If we had just zoomed in on Rapunzel, we wouldn't be aware of the situation that she is in. The same as our Toy Story example down in the bottom right hand corner. We've zoomed out far enough that we are seeing that Buzz is happy with the bear, but we can see as well that Woody is not too pleased. So, looking at these two examples, remember that long shot is about providing context through a character and their environment. You're looking for a shot where the character is visible from head to toe within their surroundings. This type of shot helps audiences understand what the character is doing and their relationship with the setting. It's particularly effective for scenes that involve movement or physical action. So take a moment and have a look at A and B. Which one offers us that full view of the character within their environment? I'm hoping that you say B. Let's explore the extreme long shot now. So this shot is taken from a great distance, providing a wide, sweeping view of the landscape or setting. In my examples there, you can notice how the characters appear very small and sometimes unrecognizable. This perspective establishes where the action is taking place, and it can set the mood or reveal the scale of the scene. For the example in the middle, that is from Zootopia. So we're actually seeing just how big Zootopia is, or Zootropolis, whatever the name of the city is. The same as the image on the right, where we are seeing um, Rick Grimes walking into the city that is completely abandoned in The Walking Dead. So think of this as a way to show the environment or setting from a distance. It helps us understand the vastness of space and the relative insignificance of the characters within it. The shot is often used to convey themes of scale, maybe isolation, or to signal the beginning of a scene. Having a look at these two examples, we have shot A and shot B. Your task is to guess which one is that extreme long shot. Hoping you are saying it is potentially either. So, when discussing our shot sizes, it's important to remember that each choice carries significant narrative weight. Close ups, as we could see in that shot one, are particularly powerful for drawing audiences into the character's emotional world. They allow us to connect deeply with the character by focusing on facial expressions and emotions. On the other hand, long shots, as in the shot 2 there, provide a broader view, capturing body language and context within a scene. This helps convey a character's physicality or relationship with their surrounding environment. The choice between a close up and a long shot can alter how we perceive a character's emotions and intentions. Think about how each shot size might change your understanding of a scene or character, and how it could evoke different emotional responses. So let's dive in to a little bit of film analysis. We're going to look at this shot of the Joker. First, we need to consider what shot size is utilized here. Is it a close up? Is it a medium shot? Is it a long shot? Think about what the director wants us to focus on. Is it the Joker's facial expression, his body language, or his surroundings? When we think about this, we also need to ask ourselves, what does this tell us about the story or the character? Does it give us an insight into how the Joker is menacing, or does it reveal vulnerability? So, by analyzing the specifics, we need to discuss how these choices impact our understanding of the Joker as a character. So, keep these questions in mind as we move forward. Here is my example of the teal paragraph. So, in our topic sentence, through the use of shot sizes, the director has represented the Joker as a traditional villain. Our explain shot size helps the audience understand a character's importance, emotions, and power within a scene. By using particular camera framing, the director can make a camera appear dominant, threatening, or sympathetic. See, I haven't even mentioned my evidence just yet. I'm just focusing on what the purpose of shot sizes are. In my example or evidence, in the image depicted, the Joker is framed in a close up with his face taking up most of the screen. My elaboration goes into that analysis. This choice of framing emphasizes the Joker's grotesque face and frightening facial expression, which makes him seem threatening and dangerous to the audience. My link? Therefore, the character has clearly been portrayed as a traditional villain through the use of shot sizes. You're going to have a go now at completing one on this shot of Bluey. Please ignore the fact it says the Joker. I forgot to remove that. So, what shot size is used here? What does it emphasize? What does it focus on? And how does that represent the character or the story? What does that tell us about what we are seeing? Pause here and have a go writing your own. So, hopefully, you've had a go writing your own. So, this is my teal paragraph shown on the shot sizes with character dynamics in storytelling in this particular shot of Bluey. So, in our topic sentence, it introduces the idea that a long shot in Bluey represents the healer family as playful and connected within their home. A long shot is a powerful tool in visual storytelling. It captures the full bodies of characters and their surroundings, offering insight into their interactions and the overall mood. In our example, we see all family members together in the playroom, surrounded by toys, furniture, and a map. You can see that I've reflected in that when I'm talking about the example. So when I'm looking at my elaboration, I want to address that this choice in shot allows us to experience a vibrant and creative world that the family inhabits. It emphasizes their warmth and togetherness, showcasing that playful dynamic that defines them. And in my link, I want to kind of sum up the use of that long shot. So we can see that the creators effectively highlight the healer family's loving nature and their significance of their shared space. We're now going to move on to camera angles. So, have you ever noticed how films subtly guide our perception of characters just by changing the camera angle? Camera angles are powerful tools that filmmakers use to help us understand the dynamics between characters. They can reveal who holds power and who might be feeling vulnerable. There are three main camera angles to focus on: a high angle, a low angle, and eye level. Think of these angles as the director's way of saying, look at this character from this different perspective. They play a crucial role in shaping our understanding of the narrative. So we're going to start first with a high angle. A high angle places the camera above, looking down on the subject. This angle serves a specific person. It makes the character appear smaller, implying weakness or inferiority. When you see this angle, think about how it changes your perception of the character's status or power. Looking at Harry Potter, the main character, he's on the ground, looking up. You can see that he's frightened, he's vulnerable. Maybe we're getting that idea that he's weak. The same with Bruce Bogtrotter in the top right hand. This is the character from the film Matilda who is being yelled at by the principal. We can see that he's looking up towards the principal, which shows that he doesn't have power. So let's have a little bit of fun with this. I've just explained what a high angle shot is, and now it's your turn to guess. So take a look at these two shots presented here in A and B. Which one do you think is the high angle shot? Remember that a high angle shot looks down on the subject, making them seem smaller and perhaps a little bit vulnerable. I'm hoping that you've said B. Now let's talk about low-angled shots. When the camera looks up at a subject, it can make them appear larger than life, powerful and dominant. Think of a superhero standing tall or a leader commanding attention. This technique can also create a sense of awe or intimidation. It's not just about size, it's about the perception of strength and authority. Imagine how different a villain might seem if filmed from below versus above. As we move through this presentation, consider how these angles affect your perception of characters and scenes. In this particular scene, you can see the top left-hand corner, we have Batman. We're looking up at Batman. So we see that Batman is strong. He's got that authority. In the middle, we have the fantastic Mr. Fox. We can see that he has power. He's now the one that is the leader of his group. And if you've seen the film, you would understand how that works. Bottom left hand corner, you can see two characters looking down on somebody. It makes you feel as if you are that somebody and that these people have that power over you. Let's dive into the eye level angle, which is a fascinating technique. The eye level angle is when the camera is set to the same height as the viewer. This angle is particularly powerful because it places the audience on the same plane as the characters, creating a sense of equality. This technique is often used to build empathy and connection, drawing viewers into the story. It allows you to see the world through the characters' eyes, making their experiences feel more personable and relatable. It also feels as if you are just in front of them. If you're looking particularly at the image in the middle from Boss Baby, it feels as if you are at the table with him. The image on the left, where you are seeing Eleven from Stranger Things, you're sitting across from her. So think about how these might affect your perception when watching a movie or a show. It's no longer just about observing their action, it's about feeling like you're part of it. So let's dive into our first interaction. All the steps for this activity are conveniently provided on QLearn under the Assessment tab. We'll be focusing on framing and camera angles for your first interaction. So the requirement, you'll be watching a Bluey episode titled The Decider. If you need to watch it more than once, you can find it on ABC iView under Season 3 of Bluey. Now, as you watch, pay attention to the shots of characters watching the game on the TV and the quick cuts to the match itself. Think about how these elements, the framing and camera angles, contribute to the scene's intensity or maybe its humor. Can you pinpoint a moment where the scene was enhanced through its shot that gave your reaction? So what you need to do is in the assessment section of your QLearn is share your example. You are writing just a simple teal paragraph that focuses on a camera angle or a shot size. After sharing your example, you will need to engage with another student's response. When all responses are provided, however, I'm able to then activate this and send it out. So it's important you get onto this as soon as possible. When I've activated the responses, you will then need to engage in constructive and thoughtful interaction. Please do keep in mind you are marked on your interaction. Our goal is to explore how visual storytelling can influence our emotions and understanding of a scene. Make sure you address these with all of those step by steps that are put in your QLearn. Best of luck.